Welcome to our newest episode. It's your co-host, Rissy, right?
Hey.
And yours truly, Kaninja. So, disclaimer, everyone. So this podcast is going to be an explicit podcast. We are going to be doing a lot of cursing. There is going to be some sexual innuendos. So we are going to be talking about certain different things around that. So if you are first under the age of 18, or if you are not comfortable of hearing these types of topics, please definitely check out our other topics, our other podcasts, our other episodes that are a little bit more of age and a little bit more innocent, I guess you can say. So disclaimer. What was that, Rissy?
I'm not old enough.
Rissy's not old enough, apparently.
I'm not old enough. I don't know.
I had her consent. So disclaimer, just want to put that out there before we jump right in. This episode will be deemed as explicit and not for children. So with that, we are going to talk about the difference and everything around the lines of fuck buddies versus boyfriends or girlfriends, depending on who's listening. So I think we already kind of know what we mean by fuck buddies. But Rissy, do you just want to give a quick overview of what we mean by a fuck buddy? Just for those.
Well, like I said, I'm under the age of 18. I have not lived life like you have. Just only between these clips and stuff that we do, a lot of things I'm just like, oh my goodness, what is it? What's an Adam and Eve? Like, I'm just like so blown away. But I'm gathering, because we did talk about this prior to recording, that someone who that you engage in sexual relations, but you don't necessarily have a relationship. Like, you're not like, hey, we together type of situation.
Right. And so something that Rissy said in the past is, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And it's a duck. So that's something that, definitely we're going to talk about today as well. Is kind of, is your significant other truly a significant other, or are they just a duck? And we're going to be using duck a lot in this podcast.
Are they a duck? Yeah, because, with this online dating, we talked about in our previous episodes of online dating. So you're kind of fast forwarding some of the stuff where, let's say you met at a convenience store or something. Like, oh, you dropped milk, ma'am. Like, oh, thank you. I'm just getting milk to make some cookies for my bake sale. They're like, oh, you have a bake sale? Yeah. Here's a flyer. Just out of nowhere, flyer. And yeah, come. I make really great snickerdoodle cookies. Like, yeah, come on. They're like, oh, okay. Met this beautiful girl at the convenience store. She told me this bake sale. I'm gonna, I like her. I'll head over there. You go. I see him. I'm surprised. Woo. Okay, so cool. Like, you want to hang out. Like, you don't get that with online dating.
No.
Online dating is like, you get on the phone. They said, hey, I got all this BS. What's up? And you're just like, oh, this is. Can I keep it in pieces? So you fast forward it to where, okay, I think I can chill with that person. You think you can chill with that person. And then you get to the fucking.
Yeah.
And then you go that, you're like, oh, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
But then you notice, hey, this is a pivotal time of your relationship, by the way. Once you have done it once or engaged in some type of sexual activity, that moment determines if you guys are going to be a relationship or a duck situation.
Right.
I don't care what anyone says. That after that first time, it determins where you, or friend zone.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That determines if you friend zone them, like either friend zone as in it includes actually a friend, or you just never talk to them anymore. You don't see them romantically in that way. FB situation or duck situation where you're just like, okay, this is the services they're giving, or a relationship. That first time is like, it determines all that.
And the build up to that first time.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I totally agree. And so like whenever you have the you have the relationship, whatever that is, and then you have the fucking. And so, you know, like in my thoughts is, okay, well, if the relationship is kind of lackluster, it's cool, you know, it's cool, and the fucking is not great. And so maybe that could just be friend zone, you know. And then if you have the relationship where it's just like, I'd rather not see you every day and I'd rather not talk to you every day, but man, that fucking is just A plus.
A1.
A1.
Call me anytime. What did Lil Nas say? He said, call me. Call me.
So that is
addicting. That's gonna be addicting. You're like, call me. When it's A1, so you're like, okay, and so you're thinking like, okay, this is A1 situation. So where do we go from here? Do I need to spend more time getting to know this person because I don't know a lot, or do I just focus on that talent that they have that's like superb?
right. And it's more or less is like if you're willing to deal with that person and whatever they have, you know, because especially, you know, at our age, there's always baggage, you know, in some way, shape, or form. Are you willing to deal and work through the baggage of the other person? Or are you just like, yeah, you keep your baggage over there, but I'll keep the fucking name.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, you got things going on. Again, those are those pivotal moments where you're just like, hey, you have all these things going on. Am I willing to work through this? Or do I just don't care?
Right.
Because if you don't care, like those little charts, like those like they said, are you this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
This. No. Then you're like, okay, do you like this or that? Yes. Yes. Then this is this. So you know, you're like, hey, if I care, like, do I care that you can't pay your rent? I mean, as a human, that sucks. But for me to like fully invest and try to say, hey, these are these mind you, this is my before COVID, because COVID now, thankfully, with everything that's happened, there's so many resources. But we're talking about pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Where there's all these resources that are kind of like at your doorstep. I mean, they still have a process, but it's not like how it was where it was just a mass approval that they were doing. Before it was actually work. It was work to do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I got a friend who works somewhere, maybe might know some resources, you know, type deal. Or you just say, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. Sorry.
You ain't got no gas to get to work this week. Oh man.
But
as a human, man, that sucks. You can't even get to work.
Yeah.
You know, gas prices are through the roof. I understand, because I used to take me how much did it used to take you to fill up your gas tank, Kaninja?
It used to take me about like $30.
Now what's looking like?
Almost 50.
Yeah, we're like, damn, man, that sucks.
Yeah. That's
so
where it stops.
Like, what you doing tonight? Like, so what you got going on? You got plans, you know? like, hey, that sucks.
Exactly.
That sucks. Hey, and so okay, so like I said, there's so many different moments when you're meeting this person where you're like, it's really close, where it could be a situation, a relationship, or it could be an FB situation.
Yeah.
So let's figure out, what do you, when you know you're in a relationship, how is it, Kaninja? Because like I said, these moments happen, right? Where it's like, it turned like, hey, this happened. Either we go this way or that way.
Yeah. And I think when it comes with the communication, it comes to conversations that you have, and like how often you want to have that conversation. Because if you care to have a conversation with that person every day, you know, I think it starts to go to more of the significant other route than if it's just like, hey, I'll be available whenever you're available for an hour. Okay, cool. I'm out. If I don't hear from you for like 2 weeks, there's no big deal. But hey, whenever you're needed or whenever I'm needed, I got you. But I'm cool with not hearing from you. You know, I think it starts to get into that more or less that care for the other person and care for their company and their conversation. I think that's when it starts to kind of go more onto the relationship side than the duck side, I guess you can say, because it's just like, hey, I'm willing to invest more of my time into you outside of duckening, I guess you can say.
This is our problem. This is me and Kaninja's problem right here, okay? We are awesome conversationalists, okay? I have straight up FB situations, but we be on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, not no 10 minutes, like, whatever. We'll be like, how was your day today? How's the week going? Like, we'll actually have some, like, solutions to some problems.
Yeah.
And that's my problem. So I'm like, oh, we doing this and stuff.
So I guess Rissy, as far as like, yeah, we're definitely conversationalists. And so Rissy is really she's a very compassionate person, Brickroom Buddies, and she cares about another human being. So of course she's going to give that conversation to the other being, and she's not going to just be like, hey, this is what's going on. Okay, but well, are you still available at 9 o'clock? She, Rissy is actually a really, really awesome human being. And so she cares. But that can, like I was saying before, like you're mentioning, can really get to that relationship side where you're like, no, I'm still good with duckening. But
like, we good. It's just, hey, did you eat today? Like, I just feel like, did you eat?
Yeah.
No? You want me to bring you something to eat? Like, why? Because I don't want you to be in mid and then you just pass out. I'm like, oh God.
Just bring energy bars with you everywhere you go. Be like, all right, here's an energy bar. Let's finish this out.
I don't want them to pass out on me because people I deal with are older. So I don't need them to pass out. I don't need someone to say, you killed my grandpapa, okay? I don't need that.
But I gave him an energy bar.
I gave him an energy bar. He said he was good. You're like, my grandpapa was diabetic. Like, I said, I didn't know about all those. I didn't know because why? Why did I didn't know about those health issues? Because it was a duck situation.
It was a duck situation.
So I'm surprised. He needed oxygen too? Like, I never seen the tank. Wait, hold on. I never seen the tank.
I think that's where it ends though with our conversation when it comes to between the duckening and the the relationship is you're wondering at the surface level things. You're getting conversations about surface level things. But once you start getting a little bit deeper into their, life, life, their mental issues, and you're questioning and you're truly curious about it, and like just with empathy, but also like for your own. I think once it starts getting into deeper conversations, I think that's when it starts. That like for you, Rissy, or for anyone else that's like in the same as Rissy's, situation, is that when it starts to get deeper, then that's kind of more the relationship side, is that because you're showing more care as you try to ask more deeper conversations. Now, you could be just keeping your ducks, in your back pocket. In order to do that, you want to still make your ducks feel better, feel good and validated when all they are is ducks. But you want to feel like you feel validated.
Right.
I feel horrible.
You got situations where you meet people who it's so sorry. You said we got these ducks going on here. And like, and then now, like I was telling someone earlier, it's a very fine line with a duck situation and a relationship, because you could have a duck situation happening, but it has all the elements of a relationship, all of it. Like, it's literally, you guys not together? They're like, no.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like,
yeah.
Because you guys are not together because like because like you said, like some FBs, duck situations, they don't talk, they just text. Well, yeah, some of mine I use just send an emoji. Either they're available or not. Some of them might say good morning. Some of them might, and see,
right.
It gets to that fine line where it's like it has all the elements of it. Sleeping over. That's the problem. That I guess because I'm getting old. It used to be, when you were young. I still feel young, but I had these elements that are old.
Don't sleep over.
If it's that was my number one rule. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if they really live alone or they got some drug wars going on. You don't know. Okay. Or you know what I'm saying? Or they owe money. You don't know. And so at first, you go, you're like, hey, I'm in and out 2 hours max, like 2 hours, whatever. And then, you tired, but you like, okay, whoop, close, whoop, make sure you have an outfit where you can slip on and go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I went to sleep so hard. So hard. Like, so hard. Like, I'm over here snoring, farting in my sleep. That's how hard I was sleeping.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, break room buddies, is what we call mixed signals that you are giving. If you sleep over and it's a duck situation, because that's another level of spending time and wanting to spend time when it's not ducking. If it's a duck situation, the only time you spend time with each other is when you're ducking. And so
fell asleep. I was telling Kaninja about this. I fell asleep. Like I was like, give me a second. Usually it used to be because you know when you're in your own bed, right? Yeah. So I knew that my body would naturally wake me up. I didn't know my body would wake me up like the sun out type shit. I said, oh. I said, oh no. I said, I turned around. I'm so sorry. They're like, you good. I'm like, no. I said, oh, thank you. Let me just go and get my clothes. And I was like, oh, I can't get a call back. Like in my mind, I was like, I'm not getting the call back. I got my call back.
Because now they may be thinking, this is not ducking. This is more than ducking. So therefore it. But when it gets to that situation, I really do think that being clear in all of our dating segments, all we talk about is communication. Break room buddies. Be clear.
Please be clear. Like,
for example, like I'm in a relationship.
I'm just thinking back about when it was happening, and I was just like, the sun's out.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I need a minute. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get it again. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But you're right. It's communication because I was in another situation where I spent the night, but it was more of like, hey, what time do you go to work? Oh, I go to work at 4 a.m. Okay. Wake up. They out.
Yeah, exactly. And on the other hand, it's like, so I'm in a relationship, and when you're in a relationship and you're wondering, is this a duck situation or is this a relationship? Because it can go opposite. You can start in a duck situation and then roll into a relationship, or you can start in a duck relationship and have the, pieces of a relationship, like Rissy, you were saying earlier. We can start in a relationship, but really ends up being in a duck situation. And so, like, for me, I was just like, is this a duck situation or is this a relationship? Even though, talking on the phone every day, having deep conversations, but every time, we saw each other, that's kind of where all of the energy was towards, was the duck situation. And so it wasn't like spending different things together outside of ducking, So for me, I was confused because I'm like, okay, well, over the phone we're great, but like we're not spending time with each other otherwise. We're not doing things otherwise. And so that was the biggest thing. So I communicated that, got some clarity, and things kind of pivoted a little bit more as to where the other person was, and we were both on the same page, which was good. But if we're not, then at that point, that's your pivot point, saying, okay, well, if that's what you want, am I okay with that or am I not okay with that? And if I'm not okay with that, then no relationship. If I am okay with that, then it's just a duck. But let's not put the titles on it. There is no relationship. It's just a duck. Let's not fool ourselves. So yeah, communication, relationships, ducking.
And you need to, because because again, I send mixed signals. I'm not even gonna lie, because I go out with them. We go out to eat. We go different things. I mess around and kiss them. So you're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be no kissing. No kissing. No kissing. None.
Just the ducking. But Rissy takes care of her ducks. She makes them feel validated.
Yep, my money long. Okay, I take care of it. We go out to eat. I pay for us to go out to eat, go do all this stuff. I take care.
You're starting to sound like a pimp at this point.
Listen, I'm paycheck to paycheck, but there's always money for my ducks, okay? There's always a hidden, like, with your kids, when you got kids, and you might be broke, but but you always got money for your kids. Yep.
Yep. Always got money for the ducks. Now the ducks don't know they're ducks.
The ducks don't know they're ducks. But it goes, communication is key, because again, I can think of something situation where that the fucking thing is like amazing, where you're like, you've known me all my life.
Yeah.
There's no way. There is no way. You know me.
Right.
We're supposed to be together. Okay. And I'd be like, man, digmatized again. Like swiper, no swiping. Me.
Take it away from me. Next time.
I got you next time. Like, because that's where a lot of, like I said, when I had conversations with other people, it's like that FB relationship situation is a fine line, because they can each go different ways, where you find out the relationship doesn't work. Yeah. And then you just mess around, but then you start messing around, and then you just like, you know what? I've been messing with this person for a few months now. I actually like being around them.
We'll go out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And again, that's where that fine line is when it comes to having a duck versus having a relationship. And it's when you meet someone for the first time, you kind of have to go in with your own expectations of, I want this to be a relationship, I want this to be a duck, or I'm open for either one. But you got to go in with those, or as a friend, let's bring up the friend zone as well.
Yeah.
Though you have to go in with those kind of expectations in mind, whichever one you are wanting this person to be before you meet them, or however. Because some people may just meet someone just to, be a duck, or they're meeting them to have a relationship, or they're okay with starting out as friends, stuff like that. That kind of is important when you go into it, because then you can make those lines clear and saying, okay, well, if it's a duck, they have other ducks, and they know you have other ducks. If it's a duck, if it's going as a relationship, they're being serious, and hopefully you are the only person that they're looking at. And if it's a friend, they're looking at other friends, so there's no that expectation of commitment or possibility of commitment when you're going in there. If you're going in there as a completely open mind and said, let's see what this is, then at least have that, other side of there could be commitment, but there could not be commitment. So let's not get my hopes up either way.
You said it so eloquently, Kaninja.
Thank you, Rissy.
Don't go nowhere. Okay, don't go nowhere.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, Rissy, when you're going into a situation, I guess, actually, you know what advice would you give our break room buddies when it comes to wanting just ducks and maintaining the ducks?
Okay. You got to be upfront. Now, some people get confused because a lot of people feel like that's something that a lot of people don't say up front. I will say that that's something where when I kind of told somebody like, hey, well, when I was up front, they didn't know how to take it because they were like, oh, you're saying that, but you're a chick, so you want a relationship. I said, no, no. So you want a relationship. So this is just no. It's no. This is what it is. I already told Kaninja, I want more kids. A lot of these people, they don't want any more kids. So I'm like, hey, I want more kids. That's not what you're gonna give me. So I'm ready to get the extra fixings that you got to offer.
Right.
Time between times. So I tell people, just be upfront and be sure about your decision. And then when you do it, you gotta be smart. Okay. So if you're over here and you want to have a little like a black book of ducks in your thing, be safe about it. Like, don't just be like, because he looks good, he can go in without a raincoat, or whoever, you're not doing it safely. Because this is not one problem. If you messing with 5 of them, right, and you catch something, how are you gonna know who patient 0 is?
You don't. Now you gotta call all 5 of them.
All 5 of them. All of them.
That's
all of them. Not 2 of them because they're your favorite, or that one because he actually asks how you doing, or the one that took you and to the concert. You gotta call all of them and say, hey, I don't want that phone. I never wanted that phone call. No. So like, no, you gotta make, and you're consistent. So if you meet someone like I said, if you trying to juggle, but if you just got that one person, just make sure that you guys are all clear, know what's comfortable for you, know what you want to do, set an expectation. Right. So I just had a conversation with someone where I was like, what's your expectation? Like, how often do you want communication outside of like an eggplant sent to you? Because they were like, I mean, you can say how you doing. And I'm like, no. No. But they're like, it would be nice if you could say, hey, and then the eggplant. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can do that.
I can try 3 letters.
I can do that. So communicating and being consistent. So
yeah.
don't go and say, hey, I just want this, but then ask them, like, hey, can I come to your birthday party?
Yeah, no. Don't meet the parents of a duck. Don't meet the friends of a duck.
Family, you're not meeting friends. If we happen to meet friends, it's because you came to party with your people too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not like like a party where you we out because we're out.
Right.
That's how you meet them. Not right. No.
Mm-mm. No.
Be solid of what you're about to say to them, and that's my advice.
Yeah.
Kaninja never had a duck situation, so I don't know what she can tell us. I don't know what you can tell us other than
be upfront with a relationship. That's what you want.
Yeah, if you meet them and say, hey, I do not want a relationship situation. I'm 25, I'm gonna wait till I'm 30. Well, shit. You're like, oh, hey, cool. Sounds great. I'm not worried about it.
Right. Because you don't want to waste people's time. You don't want to waste anybody's time. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So if one person's coming up to you for a duck situation, but you're coming there for a relationship, be upfront, and then they can say, take it or leave it, and they already know that, hey, I'm gonna catch feelings if you're gonna start this situation, whatever it may be. I'm gonna catch feelings, or on the other side is saying, I'm not gonna catch feelings, at least that I know of right now. So don't expect me to catch feelings. And I'm going to treat you as a person I know and not so much as a person I care about in that way. So, and being upfront with that when it comes to relationship, that could become a duckening, just be careful with that too, because if you want to keep it as a relationship, there's got to be other things that are outside of duckening. Duckening is fine, but there's got to be more to it. There's got to be more meat and potatoes.
Yes. You can't go and just expect, like, all you can do is, like, sometimes go out and then you're always doing the ducketing, but then this is a relationship. No, you gotta see equal parts, like all parts in it. Oh my goodness. So we're almost out of time, but oh my goodness, we gotta do a part 2. I like this.
Okay.
I want to be able to be like, someone gives us the email and we could be like, is this the FB or relationship situation? I want to read it and be like, yup, move on.
So yes. So break room buddies, we are out of time, but break room buddies, please send us your questions on this or your situations and let us know and see, and we will let you know if it's a FB or a duck situation or a relationship situation or a friend zone situation. Let us know and we will do that and we will look through it. And who knows, we may even try to look through it live, with everyone looking at that. Maybe we'll do something different. Who knows? But with that, we're going to do our last 30 seconds of this episode. And then we are going to move on to the next. So, Rissy, what's your final thoughts?
Yes. Let me see here. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great topic as always, Kaninja, because let me tell you, these people giving out all types of mixed signals. I'm giving off mixed signals. So thank you for helping me do better, okay? It's communication. Other elements that we don't have time for today. Boom. That's it.
Boom.
That's my 30 seconds.
Awesome. So yes, thank you, Rissy. This is a very interesting conversation, especially as we continue dating in our dating saga and our dating episode playlist, as you can say it, whatever you want to say it. So just remember, like Rissy was saying, communicate, be upfront, have clear expectations before you move in to a situation with someone else of what you want. And then that can help them understand if you're going to waste each other's time. Look, we are old enough at this point that we don't need to be wasting each other's time. We got lives to live. We got things we want to get done. So if you're not on the same page as I am, let's move on. And so we can find people that are on the same page is kind of how I see it. So with that, we are going to go back to work. Rissy, what are you going to be doing?
Well, I have cleaning to do. So I'm somebody's maid, apparently, that's not getting paid right. So I got to go and clean and get myself organized because I ordered some stuff online and I have no room. I'm about to go into my baby's room to add stuff. Come on, she don't got stuff in here. I'm about to add stuff in her room. That's what I got going on, Kaninja. What do you got planned to work? Going back into work.
I'm going to be doing some organizing. I started doing some organizing of some cabinets, and so I'm going to finish that out and organizing some of my room. So, and probably doing some laundry. So, cleaning, gotta love it. But with that, please like, comment, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel somewhere around here. And also check out our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook. That is usually where we put our updates, and give us your feedback. And again, let us know your situations. We want to be able to tell you what our thoughts are, whether it's a duck situation, a relationship, or a friend situation. So send us those items either to our email, to our Facebook, to our Instagram, our Twitter, or a comment on our YouTube channel. Anywhere, we will love to hear from you. So with that, bye, Break Room Buddies.
Bye.
See you next time.